Welcome to week 50 of my Mounjaro journey. I have 2 weeks until my 1 year official weigh in. And well, I hoped to be a lot further along than I actually am. I've seen people that have been vlogging that they have lost £100 in 9 months, 10 months, 11 months. I had planned to lose £100 by 12 months. Then I had to adjust that goal and I wanted to reach £90 by 12 months. And now I'm probably going to have to adjust that goal again. But I have spent time with 2 people in the last 2 days, and both of them are envious of where I am in my Mounjaro journey. So, what I've had to do is make peace with the fact that I'm not going to make those goals, which we kind of knew I wasn't going to make them anyway, adjust my goals, which I've done twice already, and be happy that I've lost £80 in the last, well, it's 11 months at the moment, 11 and a half months, because it's week 50. I'm really pleased with that. But obviously, I wanted to be further along. Anyway, if you don't know me, my name is Ginger, and this is my channel, Ginger Goes GLP1, where we discuss all kinds of Mounjaro stories, my journey, things that are happening, price hikes, different news in what's happening in the Mounjaro world. We're off the back of that price surge, September 1st. Everyone's basically announced their prices now, and I think a lot of people have switched. A lot of people have considered titrating down or switching over to Wegovy or doing something different. The friend that I've just come from, she's been on Mounjaro since the 1st of January this year, 2025, and she's lost, I think she said 4 stone. She's going to switch over to Wegovy just for price reasons, but she's going to titrate down because all she wanted to do was get her BMI under 30, which is great. She's done that. My other friend, the one who started just 5 weeks ago, she is going to stick with it. She's going to try and stay on the lowest dose to try and sort of stay within the prices. So different people are approaching it in different ways. But both of them have kind of put me in my place, so to speak. Just in a nice way. In a nice way, they've put me in my place because I was bemoaning the fact that I'm not going to make my £100 target. Now I'm not going to make my £90 target. So if I wanted to reach a £90 target, I'd need to lose still another £10. So it's not going to happen. I need to just let it go. But they're looking at it differently. So one of them, like I said, she's been on it since January and she's lost 4 stone, so £48 in 9 months. And the other one's just started and she's lost £7 in 5 weeks. So I kind of need to shut up a little bit. That's what I think anyway. Bringing you up to speed on where I am this week. So, as you know, I tend to go through like an overview of my week and what's been happening, how I've been feeling, my mood, and all of those different metrics that I use. Don't know whether I'm going to carry that on after sort of 52 weeks or 1 year. Let me know if that's something that you find useful. I do tend to go through mood, hunger, cravings, side effects, calories, exercise, sleep, non-scale victories, goals, that kind of thing. So if you find it useful to use what I'm using on a weekly basis or to review how my week's gone, let me know. If you want me to move on to other things or you think there'll be other things that you'd be interested in hearing about, then, leave it down below in the comments. I'm not sure where I'm going after the 12-month mark with this. I still have £20 to lose to get to my target. It's almost exactly £20 to get to my target. So, yeah, I will see where I go from here. So going over this week and what's been happening, what I've been doing, etc. So mood this week hasn't been too bad. I say it hasn't been too bad. September for me, and maybe for you, if you suffer as well, is the very start of seasonal affective disorder. And it's all to do with the changing light. So I do notice that the days are getting shorter. Usually by mid September, end of September, I have a sad lamp. If you don't know what a sad lamp is, it's a 10,000 lux light, Lux, lux light, and it's supposed to simulate daylight. And when come September time, I tend to turn it on mid September for about an hour in the morning. So that bright light is going into my eyes, and that helps keep my mood stable. If you're a long time follower, you'll know that last year I had the best year ever when it comes to my seasonal affective disorder. And I'm hoping that I can maintain that this year as well. So it's still very early days, but yeah, I need to dig out that lamp because I did notice that this week my mood kind of like dipped a little bit. And I know when it's like that because I get tearful for no reason. I was doing some work in the house and then I just felt a little bit tearful for no apparent reason. And I was like, there it is. So I shall be digging that out. But overall, my mood has been pretty good this week, better than it has been. Like I said, it's a bit of a recovery of my mood going forward, but I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing all right. Hunger this week has been very balanced, very manageable, very run of the mill. I don't want to keep saying the word normal because nobody's normal. Very run of the mill. So some days I am waking up and I am slightly hungry. So I am eating when I'm hungry. I'm trying to honor my hunger, which is something I used to ignore. I used to try and get as far into the day as possible before I ate anything, because that was a way of sort of holding back the calories for as long as possible. But I'm not really doing that these days. What I'm trying to do is I tend to have my morning protein coffee. That usually keeps me going so till about 10:30 or 11 o'clock. And then I have something to eat, and then that might see me right the way through to dinner time, which is usually about 6 o'clock. But if I'm hungry in between, I will have a little bit of something. But yeah, this week I've had a couple of hungry mornings. And like I said, I've honoured that hunger and I've had something to eat. Because, I do figure that like I'm almost a year in, my weight loss has slowed down, my hunger has picked up, because if you're not aware, I'm taking a I'm taking 2 times 5 milligram dose from a 10 milligram pen. So what I'm doing is I'm doing that on a Thursday and a Sunday. So I'm split dosing on a 10 milligram pen. Like I said, 5 milligrams each on a Thursday and a Sunday. And that's working much better for me than taking 10 milligrams once a week. When I'm taking 10 milligrams once a week, I have no hunger for about 4 days. And so I can go quite long periods without eating. And whilst that's good for weight loss, it's not good for muscles, it's not good for your brain, it's not good for mood, and all of those things. So, split dosing for me on a Thursday and a Sunday is working out much better. I did toy with the idea of going up to see if I could like push that weight loss for my 1 year mark, but why am I doing that? I don't need to do it, and it's putting extra stress and worry and I don't know, I don't need to do it, so I'm not going to do it. So I am just going to let it roll on and see where I end up on the 1st of October. You'll be the first to know. Cravings. I don't know if I even really need to keep talking about cravings because I don't really have cravings. Not in the way that I used to. Like I said last week, if I want something, I tend to have it. If it's a bar of chocolate or a small packet of crisps, or today I was thinking about getting fish and chips, and I was like, oh, I'll get fish and chips. I'll get fish. But I actually needed to stop at the bank and get some money out and things like that, and I just couldn't be bothered in the end. So I've kind of let it go. Whereas before I would have made the extra effort to go and get the money, to then go to the fish and chip shop and stand in line and all of that. But I couldn't be bothered. It wasn't that important to me. So I'll have it another way. Do you know, I've been talking about fish and chips, I think, for about 3 or 4 months now, and I still haven't had it. So maybe I need to just get some money out and have it to hand so that when I do fancy it, I can go and get it. Sleep. Oh, I've had a really good week sleep wise. I said that last week as well, but I think I've broken the back of the sleep now, and I am sleeping pretty well most nights. Obviously, I still do wake up to go to the loo, but I don't feel that interrupts my sleep the way that it was doing. And I certainly feel like I'm more refreshed and I'm getting back to a decent sleep pattern. Again, I don't know if that's due to the ashwagandha or if that's due to just I'm getting used to the split dosing or whatever, but it's working much better for me. And yeah, I'm feeling all the better for it. Exercise, still going strong, still loving the gym. So I've got my 3 exercise sessions in this week. I've done 2 gym sessions. I would have done more, I think, but I've just been really busy doing other things, busy trying to get my house in order, so to speak. I am trying to get a bit more balance in my life between work and home. Um, and that's been the priority, just to streamline as much as I can so that I've got a bit more free time, just in the evenings and things like that. So I'll leave it at that. So yeah, so exercise. Funny thing though, like I said, I've been sort of like trying to, go to the gym and do the balance thing and not bring my swimsuit with me every time or just go swimming or things like that. But last night I suddenly remembered that it's like I can't remember if I am at 3 times exercise or if I'm only at 2 times exercise, because I wasn't really paying attention this week. So before I went to bed last night, I got on the trampoline for I think it was 15 minutes. I set the timer because I genuinely couldn't remember if I had exercised fully 3 times. And when I say fully, I mean like intentionally. Like I'm always picking up my weights at home and just doing a few weights, but I knew I'd been to the gym twice, and I think I'd done some like trampolining at home. I'd definitely done some free weights, but I just wanted to make sure. So it was funny because, like I said last night, before I went to bed, I got on and did 15 minutes, which I felt good for. Calories still not tracking, just because, like I said, I kind of know where I am calorie wise these days, so I don't feel the need to log everything. Maybe I will start again. I don't know, but I'm logging most of the stuff. So if my calories say that I'm only doing 900 calories a day, that's not true. I'm doing a lot more than that. I'm just like putting in things that I'm not quite sure about. So I can't really give you an accurate reflection of what my calories are. But again, I'm going to say they're somewhere between 12 and 1400 calories. Side effects, random. I had one episode of quite serious nausea after I ate my dinner. So I ate a little bit late for me, which is 7 o'clock. If you don't know my earlier videos, I do have Barrett's esophagus. I've got quite bad Barrett's esophagus. I haven't really talked about it since maybe February, because it's pretty much gone away. It hasn't gone away, but the symptoms have gone away, and it doesn't bother me like it used to. I used to be up several nights. I would vomit in my sleep. It was awful. I've burnt my esophagus all the way up, all the way around. If you know anything about Barrett's, it goes in how long it is and does it go all the way around. I've got very severe Barrett's. My own fault from years of eating the wrong foods, going to bed with a full stomach, alcohol, cigarettes, coffee, spicy foods, all that kind of thing. Everything that's not good for me, I was doing. And anyway, so my Barrett's has pretty much not even been a thought in my mind for the last, I can't remember how long. I'm going to say at least February. So I ate, like I said, I ate dinner late, which was about 7 o'clock. Yeah, I was just sitting down and I had like my chicken soup that I make all the time. And I got this wave of nausea come over me. I was like, where has that come from? And I had to sit with it. Got up, paced around a little bit, sat back down again. Thought, shall I get some chewing gum? Shall I get some omeprazole? What shall I do? And luckily it passed within about 15 or 20 minutes, but don't know where that came from. And from a food I eat all the time. So I don't know what it was, but yeah, just a little Mounjaro reminder that side effects do still exist. So yeah, that was an unusual one. Oh, the ear popping. I've had it less days than I've had it. So when I do have it, like I said, it continues all day long, or like for several hours of the day. But then other days I'm not getting it at all, which is just brilliant. So I haven't had it today. So today's Saturday. Haven't had it at all day. Maybe I've jinxed it. Non-scale victory. I suppose the gym, like keeping up with the gym, keeping up with the exercise. Nothing really stands out this week. I tried on my dress for the wedding, not my wedding, a wedding I'm attending, and it fits beautifully. I mean, it's probably the best fitting dress I've ever worn, because I'm not trying to squeeze myself into a dress that's probably just about my size. It fits really comfortably. I can't remember if I said this the other day. My feet have shrunk, which I know can be a side effect, but they've shrunk by, I would say, almost a whole size. So my shoes are way too big on me. So I'm having to buy loads of stuff to like fill them out, because they're brand new shoes and they match a brand new bag that I've bought. So I can't just change everything, because I bought it quite a while ago, so the receipt's no longer valid. But anyway, so I look really nice in the outfit, and I'm really pleased about that, because like I said, the photo that inspired the start of the Mounjaro journey was for my nephew's wedding. This is another nephew's wedding, so I'm hoping to go to this wedding looking super duper, rather than like a big pink blob. Mr. Blobby, anyone who's in the UK? Yeah, kind of look like Mr. Blobby. Anyway, goals. So I'm having to let the goals go. I have, however, reached a goal. So spoiler alert, before I get on to my weight loss, I'm in the 11s. I'm in the UK 11 stone range. Just in it, but I'm in it. I'm in it and I'm staying in it. So that one has been ticked. 80 pounds officially. Tick. I've been sort of hovering around the 79.4 mark. But now I'm officially 80 pounds down. So I'm nearly at 6 stone, which I'm delighted about. So I might be able to make the 6 stone by the 1st of October. So I'm going to set my goal for 6 stone. That wasn't really a big goal, but it's one that I can probably achieve. So I'm doing 6 stone, which will be another 4 pounds, 3.8 pounds, I think, but 4 pounds essentially. Yeah, I'm almost I'm in the 75 kilo range, but to get below 75 kilos will be the next kilo one that I want to do. So those are my mini goals. My weight loss goal for the 1st of October was 160 pounds. I'm not going to get there. I am not going to get there. And I've had to, like I said, I adjusted my goal from £100 down to £90. And now I'm having to adjust it down again. So maybe if I make £85, so £84 will be 6 stone, £85, just like an extra little goal kind of thing. So I'll tell you my stats. So I am on week 50, like I said. I'm on a 10 milligram pen, which I've been on for 13 weeks in total, of which 8 of those weeks I've been split dosing 2 times 5 milligrams. So last week I weighed in at 168.6 pounds, or 12 stone and then 6 ounces, or 76.5 kilos. And so I'd maintained exactly the same as the week before. This week, I weighed in at 167.4 pounds, or 11 stone 13 and 4 ounces, or 75.9 kilos. So I lost a total this week of 1.2 pounds. So I'm happy with that, especially after the last couple of weeks, and especially because I am coming sort of like closer to my goal. So I am 20 pounds exactly away from where I want to be. So the £100 weight loss. So 20 pounds, who knows when I'm going to get there, but I am going to get there. My BMI, if you care, is 26.4. So I'm nearly in that healthy 25 range, or the top end of 25. But my fat is still 35.8%. And that still bothers me. So my body recomposition that I'm going to try and do is to try and work on that total fat mass, because it's come down a lot. But 35%, I thought I'd be like a lot closer to the like 25, 28%, but I'm not. And I still have this big belly. Like I said, that I can see the bones in my chest here. So the weight's like falling down. So it's sitting all around my midriff. My thighs are a lot skinnier. And yeah, my arms and my neck, we were looking at pictures today, are all skinnier. But like I said, I've got this big belly. And so that is what I'm going to try and work on. So yeah. I am coaching. I'm not coaching. I'm coaching, friend coaching my friend through her Mounjaro. So she's sending me questions all the time. And I'm absolutely loving it. And she sent me a very sweet message the other day saying, you know, thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without you. And it just made me realise, when you start this, there is so much that you don't know. There's so many questions. And even if you read the inserts and you do all of the things, and you know, she didn't know about like the protein drinks, which she now uses every day. And she had a slow start. So when she started, she really didn't feel anything at all the first week, and was worried that it didn't work. And then it slowly has started to build up in her system. So yesterday was her week 5, and she said that she eats a little bit, then she gets full, and then she stops. And she said, it's just, I've forgotten what that felt like. So it goes to show you that not everybody has the same reactions. Like I said, I took mine in the evening on the first time I did it, and I woke up the next morning, I had no food, no hunger, no cravings. For her, it's taken 5 weeks to build up in her system. So if you are having a slow start, please be reassured that it does get going eventually. You've just got to find the dose that's going to work for you best. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all. I want to say thank you to Laura McCready for my super thanks the other day. Really much appreciated. I do thank you in the comments, but I think maybe I've missed the boat by thanking you on camera. So I really do want to say thank you to Laura and to everybody else that has given me a super thanks. It's really, really gratefully appreciated. I can assure you, it really is. And you know, your comments and messages about it, they mean the world to me. So thank you for that. So please do keep your comments coming. Like I said, I try and respond to all of the comments. I've been falling by the wayside, by my own admission recently, but I'm getting back on track now that I'm getting sort of my work-life balance sorted again now. So work in progress. Aren't we all a work in progress? So anyway, that's me done waffling for a little while. If you do like what you see, please do think about giving me the thumbs up. Think about subscribing if you aren't already subscribed. And like I said, do leave a comment. If I don't answer it, other people will, or they'll give you a like. But I've also seen some really lovely advice in the comments recently. So well done, everybody. But anyway, that's it. You will see me again midweek for my midweek musing. So that is me done for week 50. We plow on towards the 12-month, 1 year marker. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.